Good afternoon, Bruin fans, and welcome to the season premiere here of season 3, Something Bruin with Coach Cook. And got to start out here with giving my wife Elizabeth a shout out here with Something Bruin shirts here to start off the kick off the season 3 of Something Bruin. Coach Cook, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Rags. Thanks for having me, man. Another year in the books and another season started, so I'm excited.
Yes, yeah, and hey, I just want to give a shout out there to my wife because I know that she wanted to get those shirts. So thanks for wearing your shirt here.
Absolutely. I've worn it several times. Very
Right.
proud. Obviously, you know of at least one or two events that I had it on. But without a doubt, thank you, Elizabeth, for supporting this cause and providing these shirts during our senior ceremony as a gift to me from you and Elizabeth. So thank you for this nice shirt that I get to wear, and it feels good. It feels good. But we also have some gear for you too, Mark and
All right.
Elizabeth as well. So when we could connect in person, we'll make sure you get that.
All right. Well, thanks, and looking forward to that. So, hey, here it is, July 20th, and ready to kick off practice there next Thursday, huh?
Yeah. So we're rolling. We got a couple of other administrative things to take care of. But outside of that, it's football. Everybody's undefeated in the preseason. So on 7/27, we get to see all of our student athletes that have really worked hard this summer, this off season, start this journey to the top.
All right. Yes, and I know that Elizabeth and I, when we saw you and LaShawn there, when you got recognized there by the Norfolk Sports Club and the program got recognized as well. I mean, have you had time to take your breath and or take a breath and reflect on the ride here that Bruin football has been on here in the last couple of years?
Right. Really, I have, but I'm 7 days away from having to close that chapter and move on. You know what I mean? But it's been fun. It's been, very not overwhelming, but very satisfying to see the hard work that our coaching staff and our young kids have done. I'm the head coach, but outside of that, all the trophies are divided up amongst our great leaders within our program and our student athletes that competed. So it's been a great year and a great year of recognition and notoriety for our high school and our school community. But starting next Thursday, it's a new chapter in the book, and we're getting ready to roll. Absolutely.
Yeah, and before Thursday's practice, I mean, they're on Tuesday, July 25th. I mean, meet and greet, something here to, for the Bruin football players and the parents here to meet the coaches and who's connected with Bruin football.
Absolutely. It's a it's a great night for administrations, right? Our AD, Miss Tamika Foster, our support staff, our lead athletic trainer, Alyssa Seamers, they're all going to be in attendance to provide valuable information, for our parents, for our student athletes to understand how athletics look at Western Branch High School and how we go about our things all the way from sports, health and recovery, training, getting our kids healthy, all the way to accountability and responsibility, how we use social media, how we support our coaches, how we go about the things that our athletic director are asking of us as coaches and our parents alike. So it's going to be a good informational night. It's also a night where our staff gets to allow our parents to see our journey, also see what is commonplace now, our goal, vision, and path for this 2023 season. So we made it mandatory for at least one parent to one player within our football program to be in attendance so they could be on the same page as us. And it's amazing what 90 minutes of information can provide for 3 months of football and a peace of mind in this process.
Yes, and to piggyback on the goal, vision, and path, I mean, we also have the State of the Bruin
Yes.
banquet there on August 12th.
Yes, August 12th, my mother's birthday, rest her soul. But, this is a great night of, getting our supporters, our local donors, community leaders, and, everyone who has been in the background or forefront within our high school program, football program. We want to get them, engaged even more. We want them to see the goal of our program, the vision that we have as a staff, and the path we're trying to take to not only have a successful 2023 season, but also many years to come. I think a lot of what we went through in COVID has really taught us how to pay forward, our seniors, and how to pay forward the things that our kids have had in the past and the present to provide for the future. So we're excited about that night. It's going to be a good night of just celebrating where we are, 18 young men, 19 young men in college right now, playing college football, getting a higher education, and representing our program well. And then also, how do we get the guys that are currently in school, the resources, the needs, to be successful? And then ultimately, how do we extend that olive branch for our young rising Bruins in due time to come to a program that could sustain itself for, many years to come? So it's a lot of good information.
Yes, and for those listeners out there, there's just go to that QR code, and there's the location of where the banquet's going to be: 3615 Tire Neck Road, Portsmouth, Virginia 23703. And then with the QR code, and tickets are $65 a piece, and then you get your tickets emailed to you within 24 hours of the transaction. Looking forward to another great night here, and and then also here at the end of the preseason. I mean, also at the end of camp, on August 19th, yep. Something for our program to be kind of a family and in the journey together here, wrapping it up here with family night.
Right, absolutely. Traditionally, we do hot dogs and hamburgers and provide water and Gatorade for our young men the last day of camp. But our Booster Club thought it would be a great idea to invite the families out that evening and still have the same setting, same atmosphere of fellowship, and bringing all the parents together, bringing all the athletes together, and celebrating another successful preseason. So it's neat to see, again, some of the things that we couldn't do in COVID to provide our student athletes and to our parents, their supporters, and community. Now we're able to do. I want to give a big thank you to Coach Thomas opening up his church and allowing us to use that area, that platform for the banquet that we're going to have, State of the Bruin, that we're going to have on August 12th. So it's just a lot of good information. It's really building this family culture that we've created over the 3 years amongst our coaching staff, our student athletes, and now bringing the parents even closer in support in our community, in support of our program.
Yes, and so those dates here, August 12th, State of the Bruin, August 19th, there with family night. But also here, it's been awesome to see here Bruins here to play at the next level. Recently, I had Deshaun Dixon on, and he's working on his second year there in as a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. But just talk about here the 18, 19 recent alums here that are getting ready here to play college football.
Yeah, first thing I'll tell you, I talked to CJ Frazier, currently at University of Richmond this past weekend, and checked in with Paul Billups, obviously Shamik, and a few other guys. But it's a learning curve, right? It's another jump. It's a bigger jump, but those guys eventually are the ones that figured it out, right? And I think it's the habits you create. I think it's the work ethic you create that allows you to close that gap from going to high school to college and being able to compete at that level. it's awesome to see. I don't believe in sending every kid to school. At least it's got to be the right fit for me,
Right.
and not sending young men to college, paying out of pocket. And then next thing you know, 2021, it's not for them, and now they are in debt. So, for all of our young men, we're thankful to say that 14 out of 19 are all currently on full scholarships. And the other four, Marcy currently at Christopher Newport, looks good. Looks very, his physique looks very well, and I believe, he's in a front run. He's a front runner. Sorry, being a potential starter this year. At the will linebacker spot. Mike Bowen, Ty, I still stay in touch with those guys. Graham Terry is kind of taking a different approach, but all those young men currently at Shenandoah or Christopher Newport were all academics. So their hard work in the classroom and on the field allowed them the opportunity to pretty much go to college and compete at that level as well. But it feels good. Ultimately, that's the name of the game. How do you get these young men the opportunity to further their higher education and compete at a high level doing it? And then also the other kids, the other young men that didn't quite do it, many of them are currently enrolled and on their way to college. And, college isn't for everybody, for others, right? So
Right.
How do we get those other young men on track to not sit around a year or two, but to find their niche, I guess, or find their strength in their trade or whatever, and go at it, like go get it right now. But ultimately, it's good to see. I love the fact that we've averaged 18 per year graduating our seniors, so we're very consistent in retention. We're not losing a lot of student athletes to other things, other sports, other opportunities. So we're doing a very good job in that capacity. We got a strong coaching staff, and with that support, we have coaches on our staff that are creating jobs, looking for jobs and opportunities for our kids that don't quite go to college to play college ball, that opportunity to continue to grow. And by the time our seniors graduate from college, some of these young men have been invested in a trade to where they almost break even. So it's a lot of good. I'm big on like the culture that we have. And college, again, to every parent, college isn't for everybody, but we're also providing those resources for those young men that are a part of our program. But very proud. Quizzy is currently at Norfolk State. So, just to see our quarterback that led us for 2 years get that opportunity. Brian Austin ended up enrolling into Virginia Union. So, with that opportunity, being an all-state linebacker for us, he's able to continue and extend himself. Brickhouse, Florida Memorial, Chappelle and Priester currently, at Hampton and Norfolk State, respectfully. Shamika's doing very well. I'm hearing a lot of buzz from him down at North Carolina A&T. Desmond is doing good at William and Mary. He's down to 239. So, their coaching staff is excited about his offseason and his will to, really get his body right where it needs to be, playing at Mike linebacker. Caleb Rodman's doing good. We love Caleb. We love all our guys. So, it's really good. I don't want to leave out anybody. So I think I spoke about the majority of our guys, regardless of how it was worded, that are currently, enrolled in school. But we're very happy with those role models now that are showing our younger guys, our 24 class, how to go get it, how to compete, and all the other Bruins. So exciting.
Yeah, yes. I mean, and it's just it's been awesome to see, here the last 2 full seasons, especially when, your first season, a month later, it was the pandemic,
Right,
so your first season was actually the spring football season.
Yes.
And then there's a summertime, and then it was the fall season, and then last year. So definitely, awesome to see that group that laid the foundation here for this Bruin football program, and is continuing there at the next level, both in the classroom and on the field.
Absolutely. And I'll add this too, those guys, all the guys that I've been able to coach since I've been here. I've reached out to JoJo Fro, and checked in on him, and he's texted me back and told me some good things that he has going on. We still tap into that 21 class, and 22 class and 23 respectfully has really opened up the doors, for our young men to be recruited at a high level. This past spring, we've averaged, I think we had about 46 colleges come through Western Branch High School, and not just stop in and leave right away, but to sit down and have engaging conversations, and meaningful conversations. We had University of Southern California come in, Coach Manning. And that day, I reached out to Coach Jay. I said, have you ever had USC come here? He was like, no, I don't think so. And, I didn't take a picture with him. It wasn't that I had too much pride. But Dre was like, Cook, you can't let schools like that come in and not get a picture with them. One is saying, hey, all the other, Power 5 schools are saying, hey, if USC is going, it's a reason why they're going there. We need to go too. So it pays forward in recruitment. But then the other part is resume building. The fact that I'm able to bring coaches in, we are as a staff able to bring coaches in to, get eyes on our guys. Florida Gators came in. Georgia came in, Tennessee. So you name it, a lot of SEC schools, a lot of ACC schools. And, it doesn't matter what school you go to. I think ultimately as a student athlete, go where you want it, not tolerate it. Go where you love the education and the academic piece more than you love coming out of a tunnel, more than you love the color scheme and the helmets and all those things that come with it. Best quote I heard, Mark, and I'm going to turn it back over to you. I've never seen a football player take the stadium across with him when he graduates. So all that stuff there that looks good, feels good, sounds good, clothes, you name it, that's great. But the biggest reward is getting that degree. And, that's the ultimate accomplishment. Go for it.
Yes. And, also, I know that we're wrapping up the preseason there with that family night there, August 19th. But, the night before, having a annual scrimmage there against Norcom and Hawk and, leading that program and, right there is family.
Right.
With,
absolutely.
With him, used to be a part of this staff and then went back to his high school to lead the Greyhound program.
Right. And has done a phenomenal job, right? So, again, it's just an opportunity where, it gives you that old tradition, but yet it's just a newer era. You know what I mean? It's a newer era, but yet, we're at least giving our kids, our immediate community, the Ports from Chesapeake, kind of borderline, if that makes sense, an opportunity to have a little bragging rights, a little competitive edge, but still a lot of respect for one another, on and off the field. So, that's the other part of being able to get through, our preseason, also being tested, making sure our kids are prepared and ready for our first opponent, which is Mansfield High School. So, we're definitely excited about that second scrimmage against IC Norcom. Last year we hosted, this year they're hosting it. So, we're excited about this opportunity coming up in a few weeks.
Yes, and and then back to our support and fundraising. I mean they're in nearing the end of the school year there, right before Memorial Day weekend, to have the first Bruin football golf fundraiser, and the people that showed up. I mean, former coaches showed up, and then Bruin alums, not only from our time, but
80s.
Also there in the 80s.
Right. Absolutely. And to me, that was awesome to be able to engage, communicate, interact, talk about my goal, vision, and path, talk about our approach to how we want our young men to continue to grow and develop within the success that we've already created, and then giving homage and paying respects to their leadership and what they've been able to do, and the stories. Listen to some of their stories. It's like, put everything aside, man. Just sit down and just take it in, soak it all in. So it was great to see, a lot of good 80s standout players and Bruin greats, if you will. Coach Arculin was there. So again, just having him in our presence and on campus or at that event means everything to me. So I really appreciate those guys being supportive of us and everybody else who was a part of that golfing event and fundraiser.
Yeah, and also here, another off-season guest that's come on here is, we know him as Charles Thomas, but
Yeah,
AKA Coach Thomas, longtime supporter of Bruin football, not only with his time, but also kids coming through the program. But here during the summer, he's got the opportunity to be the head coach of varsity boys basketball. So not only have you seen one assistant go to his alma mater and lead his football program, but here's another assistant that's getting the opportunity to coach varsity basketball here at Western Branch.
absolutely. And, elevation, that's what it's about. I never, ever, as a coach, ever wanted to hire guys that had a short ceiling. I wanted guys that had the tall ceiling where, they could continue to grow, continue to lead. And when their calling is up with me, but yet an opportunity to go somewhere else, they could go and be great. And I always use this term because I use this throughout my journey. Take what you like, throw away what you don't like, and make it your own. No matter what sport you coach, whoever you've been around that's been an effective leader, take what you like, throw away what you don't like, and make it your own. And both of those gentlemen have the opportunity to do such. I think Charles was born for this opportunity to be a natural leader for, not only our school, but our school community. He's so deeply rooted in our community and knows so many people. And obviously we've seen Coach Hawk go over back to his alma mater and turn that program around tremendously, real quick. And sometimes it's just being around great people, if that makes sense. And I've learned a lot from Coach Thomas. I've learned a lot from Coach Hawkins to continue to grow as a head coach and continue to be a leader of this program. So without a doubt. So I got some news for you if you're ready, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah.
This morning I had a meeting with Coach Eric Black and have awarded him the opportunity of elevation to be our full-time defensive coordinator. So, our kids were excited. We celebrated it in-house, but, it's public knowledge now that, he's going to lead that charge on that side of the ball. Has done a great job in our 3 years, going on 4, really trying to restore tradition, return things back to the old way of Bruin football, but in our new age way of coaching our young men up and working within our community. So I'm excited for him. It's another task asked of him, but I know he's a very spiritual man, and he's going to pray on this opportunity and elevation, and he's going to do fine. He's going to do fine. So very happy for him.
Right. Yeah. That's another Bruin here that's come back. And so congratulations there
Absolutely.
to Eric Black.
Keep it in house, baby.
Right. But Rashad, appreciate your time.
Yes.
And I know that here as we start season 3 of Something Bruin, and we have one episode prior to camp starting, and then we'll do our weekly episodes there right before the regular season starts. But definitely appreciate your time. And
Yep.
Mike Sharp, another Bruin alum, and it's him and Charles's their class 30th reunion come I think this October when homecoming is. So just being part of Bruin Nation, and having this platform here
Yes.
to promote Bruin football. Definitely, I've certainly appreciated your time.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate it, and moving forward, we got some guys already with committable offers: Devin Cook, Aiden Lorsong, Christian Copeland, and so we're sitting good in that realm, and are doing a phenomenal job in our off season. Right now, we're in the realm of the microscope, so we're really focusing on the details of everything. And last year, I shared with them in our order of success is microscope, binoculars, and then telescopes. So that state run, that regional championship, that's way out in the distance, but right now we want to focus on the little details, and that's the microscope realm. When we get to the seasons, the week-to-week games, we use binoculars, So our kids are doing great. It's good that we are, seeing success. As I mentioned earlier, we finished today, I believe, with 86 student athletes in attendance for, today's final practice. And we're looking at about 100 plus going into our first day of preseason camp.